this video, I'll be explaining one of the tasks which was given to me during my 1 month internship program at Spark Foundation. So the task is to create a basic mobile app, which is a basic banking system application. So the steps are listed here. So now let's see what the app looks like. So first of all, we'll be having our home screen here. So there is a logo of the bank, and we have two buttons. One is for the user and one is for the transaction. So like whenever you click on the user button, you will be directed to a new activity where the list of all the user will be listed, and this shows some of the basic information about the user, like their name and their account balance. So like whenever you click on a particular user, you will be directed to a new activity. That will be a third activity, which is select and view a particular customer or one customer. So here all the details about the customer is listed, and you will be given a button here, that is the transfer money button. So whenever you click on the transfer money button, you will be you will see a dialog box which will tell you to enter some of the amount which you want to transfer to some other user. So when you click on the transfer button, this you will direct it to a new activity where from where you have to select a user to which you want to transfer some of the amount. So whenever this happens, you will complete the transaction or like cancel the transaction. So whatever happens, the transaction details will be listed here in this new activity. So you will get to this activity by clicking on the transaction button, which is on the home screen. So whenever you complete a transaction here, you will be redirected back to the home screen, and from here you can see the updated list of the user, because the amount will be directed and added to some user, and you can also see the information about the transaction in this new screen. So now let's jump onto the first folder, which is the data folder. So now let's see this app from the bottom up approach. So the first thing we'll be creating is a user class and a transaction class. So as you can see, that user class will be containing some of the basic information about the user, his or her name and account number, phone number, and much more if you want to include. And there is a constructor, and there are getters and setters. And similarly, in the transaction class, we are having some of the information. And next, we are having our DB, which stands for database. So we are having basically four folders here, and one is for contract. So in the contract files, in the user contract or in the transaction contract, we are basically defining the schema of our table. So like what will be the columns, and what is the table name. So we are, and later we are having a user helper and a transaction helper. So in the user helper class, we are on in the on create method, we are creating a table with all the columns, and we are also inserting our dummy data here. There are also some of the methods which are overridden and which I have made. These methods are basically nothing but they are firing SQL query to the database. Similarly, in the transaction helper class, we are having on create methods, which will be creating our transactions table and holding the record of the transactions made. So here we have insert transfer data, which will be using later in the code. But so we are done with this our second package, which is database. So now let's move on to the third, which is the list adapter. So we have three list adapters and five UI screens. So now let's first start with the home screen. You can also see the layout of the home screen here. So we are having our image view for our bank and header or the two buttons. I'll also be listing the code in the description box below, so you can see the whole code. Now from the home screen, whenever you click on the all user button, so you will be directed to a new activity, and that will be users list. So user list, as you can see that this is the XML file for it, and it contains a recycler view. And this particular item I have stored, like I have this in this user list item. So this contains nothing but two things. One is the username and what is the current balance. So this is the list of this list item. Okay, so this recycler view uses nothing but this list item, and displays the list of all the users. So in the user list, we are like inflating our layout, and getting all the information from the database. So let's see what happens is in the onCreate method we are initializing our array list. We are initializing our database object, user helper object, and we are calling display database info. So inside display database info, we are fetching the data from the database, and this is the best. This is a good practice to choose constants here. Like I have uh, storing all the indexes of the value in a variable. You can also do something like in place of this you can write integer constant, but that is not preferable because now you have to remember what column represents what. So instead of this you can use this variables. So this cursor, we are getting the cursor and we are reading all the data from the database. Let's see what the read all data method do. So it fires a simple SQL query, which is select all from the user table and give the cursor back. So we are getting all the information and we are storing this in variables, and we are like adding this to our array list. Later in the code part, this array list is passed to our recycle view using adapter, and the adapter is here. So this adapters on create gets the user list item, and on bind view holder it binds the data to our list. So this is basically the code for recycle view. It's same for almost all. One thing different here is this on click. So whenever you click on a particular user, let's say if you click on the first user, you will be directed to a new activity. Okay, so we are like going to the new activity with this code. We are passing the intent and we are passing these values with it. So from where we are going to where we are going to user data class. So in the user data class, you are seeing the data about a particular user. The layout file is this. There are multiple fields and you will be seeing the data about a user. And in the code part, we are finding the view by ID of all the text views and all. And we are getting our intent. We are extracting the data here. I'm also using long messages to see whether the intent is empty or not. So like on transfer money, we are getting all the data and we are showing the data on this part. So what happens when we click the transfer money? So this is the set on click list now the button transfer money. So on clicking this, we will redirect it to a function which is enter amount. So this enter amount will show you a alert dialog box which will tell you to enter some of the amount, and whenever you enter some amount you will be first it will be checked whether the amount is not a null string or does not exceed your current balance, and after that you can click on the send button, and on clicking on the send button this part of the code like checks whether your entered amount is correct or not, and after clicking on the next button you will be redirected to a new activity, and we are passing the intent and some data with it. So the data is nothing but the details about the from which user the from which user the what we say the transaction is initiated. So we'll be going to the user list activity. So now let's see its layout file. So its layout file contains also a recycler view which will be holding the same list of users which we are seeing in the user list here, and we have a text view which says like select a user which you want to transfer the money. Okay, so the code is basically the same. We are having the same recycle view and the same array list. On the onStart method, we are calling display info, and let's see what happens when we go to display info. In the display info, we are having our code, and we are db helper object is for user helper, and we are getting all the data for the user in the projection. In this projection array, we have to specify whatever the columns which will be getting from the our query. So we have to specify that. After that we are query the database by passing the table name and the projection. the columns which it will return. After that, we are doing the same thing, like getting the indexes of our columns and extracting the data from it and putting it into the user list. We have done this same in the user list part. So the different thing which you will see here is let us go to its adapter. Okay, so in the adapter part, we are the it's basically the same code which we have in our recycler view, and we having our user list item. So let's see what user list item is. That's the same. Uh, it's the same as the previous one. So the new thing here is we are implementing on click listener on the list item we say. So like whenever you click on a particular user to which you want to transfer the amount, we will handle the click on it. And I have implemented this thing using an interface which is on user listener. So on user listener on click, we will be directed to this activity which is on user click, and we are passing the position. Okay, so in this code part, you can see this on user click here. So we have to override this because this is a it's an interface method. So here we are getting the position of the uh, what we say the user which is on the list. So from there we extract his account number, his balance, and his name, because we'll be needing that further. After that, we'll calculate the amount, and in the calculate the amount function, we will be calculating the amount that has to be changed in both the user's account, and from there we will update our database, basically the user table. After that, we will create a new transaction uh, in our transaction table. So we are using transaction helper here. We are passing the context and we are calling the insert transfer data. So this insert transfer data will insert a new record in the transaction table. And this is the toast which say transaction is successful, and we will be directed to our home screen. So on the home screen, you can click on the transaction, and you can see the list of all the transaction in this transaction history class. uh, and in the transaction history, we are fetching the data from the transaction, and we are using, this is the same as projection, and we are getting the this time we are getting the data from the transfers table, and we are inflating our list view, inflating a recycler view with the help of our transaction history adapter. So this is it. Let's see the app running. And so this is my app, and as you can see, I have like made some of few animation to bring this all buttons and the to the down. And as you see, we can click on all transactions. Because there are no transactions, it shows no transaction yet. Let's go back and we'll see the list of all the users. Let me select one of the user. Let me select Tanish, and this is the basic information we have, which we have created in a database. Let's transfer some money, and let's transfer an empty string. So this says you cannot transfer empty. So now let's transfer amount more than which I have. So this also says you don't have this much amount in your current. So let me transfer 5,000 rupees. Let me transfer this to Gagan, and whenever I click on the Gagan, the transaction is successful. Let's see yes. So the transaction is listed here. So basically this works like this. Let's select something else, and let me transfer some amount. So like let me here show you how it cancels. So like it shows the alert box. Do you want to cancel the, like we say yes, and the transaction is cancelled. Now let's get back and see that this here the transaction is cancelled, and Naveen the not amount nothing will be deducted. And as you can see, uh, basically in the starting I have 15,000 and the amount is deducted, and the amount is increased here, and in Naveen section the amount is not deducted. So this much for it. Okay. So I'll be giving you my repo link in the description, so you can see and download the code from there. Thank you, and I'll be happy to answer the questions and any queries. So you can mention them in